Ziggs knows they can see you chasing this. I am scared that if you chase this, Jarvan is going to jump on you and you're going to die. You are going to die. You got to be very careful here. I think we're getting a little too sidetracked. Let's see what happens. Yep, Jarvan's here. Both flashes, and you die. Hey guys, Pope Sano here, back with another VOD review. Today we are looking at a Viego player, and you know, this is going to be another Emerald game. And look, at the end of the day, with Emerald games, what I am looking for with our players is ultimately consistency. We're looking for starting to make the right calls, the right plays on a more consistent basis. Details really start to matter in Emerald because there is going to be, you know, a level of competence here, but there's also still going to be tons of mistakes made. And so if we can be more consistent than the enemies, we are going to fare well. Let's take a look at what's happening here. Ziggs just takes a lot of damage. So Viego looks like he wants to start topside. If we look at the lane matchups, I am not the hugest fan of starting topside, mainly for two reasons, I would say. A, I think top lane is going to be relatively volatile, and there will likely be an opportunity to gank top. Now, what we can do is do red raptors into Krugs, and then we're looking top this whole time, right? Is there going to be gank opportunity up here? In all likelihood, I assume we're going to see a full clear towards bot. In that case, it's really just going to depend on the state of the map, because, you know, Ashe and Pyke, they're not easy champs to gank, especially when we're looking that we have a Karma. Okay, good initial clear onto our red buff, and we're gonna go ahead and clear the Krugs here. What I'm looking for with a Krug clear is, because Viego's Q is a nice straight line, we can be all the way down here finishing off these. So, you know, I think here we could have dragged the camp a little bit further, but no harm, no foul. So this game, we do know that Jarvan started bot side based on the leash patterns with the bot lane. And so I hope we're constantly looking. Obviously, there's no gank towards top. There is for Jarvan, so I'm really curious to see how we respond here, because we're kind of looking towards mid and Jarvan's looking towards top. Oops. Zoom out again. Okay, so we have spotted Jarvan top, but we're chilling here. I think you should be beelining here right now. We're wasting a bit too much time. I would have loved to see you in this situation. I don't know if you notice. I assume that I'm gonna, you know, make the assumption that you do, of course, see Jarvan top lane right now, and you're looking for a gank onto the Ziggs, which is fine. But at the end of the day, I think this is very free, right? We see Jarvan top. You could have pathed up here. You and Poppy can absolutely fight this 2v2. Now, the one thing that I know you're thinking about is the fact that Ziggs had to burn flash early, so you know it works out. It works out in the sense that I don't mind that you're looking for a gank here, but we just spend a bit too much time. Let's spam ping a bit more, right? So you're approaching this. Okay. So here, fine. You're looking for Ziggs. Ziggs drops the ward here. He comes back into lane. In this situation, when we see that Poppy is starting to fight, you need to be spam pinging that you're on your way. Spam ping, spam ping, spam ping, right? This is something I say all the time, because you're not far away. You're about 5 to 6 seconds away from getting here. You need to spam ping in order to let Poppy know, hey, keep fighting. In a way, you might be able to even bait Wukong down into this. This would be very, very good. Now, the other thing, obviously, guys, this is for the student, but this is also for those of you watching. When we see Jarvan in this situation, what do we know, right? What do we exactly know? Well, first of all, he has red buff and he has blue buff still, right? If we were to click on him, so if we were to do this and click on Jarvan, we can take a look and see which buff he started. Now, obviously, he's towards top side, so it makes sense that he started red, but we can also check and see here that his red buff is closer to being expired than his blue buff. Meaning, we know that he started on his red. Okay, so no pings come out. You end up pinging a bit too late. Jarvan gets his EQ back up and is able to escape. You're going to flash over the wall here, and he will flash as well. So again, what do we know about Jarvan? That he should have about 12 CS here. So he has 13 because he took one from top, right? So whenever the count doesn't align with 4 CS per minute, we're going to do some math, right? So the closest multiple of 4 here is going to be 12, right? Because 13 is 1 more than 12. Divided by 4 is going to give us 3 camps, okay? Just simple math shows us that he's done 3 camps. Makes sense. He's has 2 buffs and he's level 3. So what we know here is that both his buffs are down, but we don't know if he had done, say, Krugs or Gromp, you know, something like that. So it's actually pretty decent here to check. If I'm you, I would be taking my smite charge and I would be taking one of these 2 camps. You don't want to overstay, so we're always going to be paying attention. You might be able to grade out 2 camps here, so let's see what you do. You are going to check. Okay, so we know Gromp is down. So you drop a ward here, but we know he's still basing, right? You could definitely come and steal these and then just base from where you're at because you're not very close to anything. You might be able to go mid for a gank after that, but you could base here, spend your gold with the camps you got, and go back down towards all your camps. Top side, or bot side, excuse me, Scuttlecrab spawning there, etc. And the reason why I say that as well is Jarvan isn't going to come back towards his top side. He only has 1 camp up, but we know that he has 2 camps here. So I think it's far more consistent to go for the camp. Ooh, okay. So, let's just unpause here. So Ziggs does not have his satchel charge up, which is part of the reason why. Let me actually just take a quick look here. So where does Ziggs? So Ziggs has satchel charge here. So the question is, right, when Ziggs uses his satchel charge right here, do you see this? Like, I'm not looking at your screen, so in a way I'm asking you, did you see this? If you knew Ziggs did not have satchel charge and he, you know he doesn't have flash, then I don't mind you coming mid here, right? But if you weren't sure and he may have had satchel up, then this is a very big waste of time because it's so easy for him just to walk away from you, especially because you don't have flash yourself, right? It's going to be really hard to get on top of him. And, you know, again, I would have rather you just take this camp, go to base, and then show up to your bot side. That's the more consistent play here to make you stronger. I think you mess up mechanically, right? So auto, and then you kind of stutter, and I think that you actually canceled your auto attack out a bit of panic, and you're thinking, okay, you cancel the auto, I'll just throw that Q, it doesn't end up being enough. So again, I said at the beginning of the video, Emerald is all about consistency, and we're still seeing some of that here, right? So think about just what the consistent play is. You had all the information to know that wolves were up. You had smite. I mean, you could have even done like wolves into Scuttlecrab into base. There was a lot of other options for you, but instead this was kind of the one option where you end up getting burnt a little bit. Okay, so Jarvan showed up through mid, right? So right here, we see Jarvan on the map. Okay, we can press tab once again. He has 21 CS, right? He's still level 3. So what that tells us is because he had 12 CS last time, or excuse me, he had 13 CS last time, but we said 12 based on the multiple of 4 for the tracking the camps, right? So he's coming through here. Now he has 20 would be the closest. So that means he's done 2 camps, right? 2 camps are down since we saw him. So that tells us he has either done his bot 2 camps because he's coming out of here, or he's done 1 camp plus scuttle. Now I think in this situation, I think if he had done his bot 2 camps, he would actually be level 4 because the Krugs will give you more XP here. So, but I'm a bit foggy on the exact math of that right now. So, but if that is the case, then that's something we should know, right? And I'll actually look that up afterwards. Regardless, we can still be tracking what Jarvan is doing, where he's going. So in this situation, pathing through mid, we know that he has 2 camps up. That's likely what he's going to do. And we're also thinking that we have a camp up top that maybe is exposed right now. Okay. So we're gonna do our full clear here. Okay, so boom. What do we see? Now this is the first time he's done this, so we can confirm 100% what J4 has done. He came out of base, he did one of his bot side camps, one of these two, did scuttle, now he's heading towards top. So basically, what are we gonna do off this, right? What I want to see from you is either insta base or invade him. Okay, there's no other option here for me because we're looking at mid, there's no gank, and we're looking at bot, the state of bot right now, there's not going to be a gank here either, right? Look at this, waves coming in this way, they're safely under tower, hard champions to gank. So, again, this is either an invade Raptors or invade Krugs, or simply base and go to your opposite side. So we're looking for a gank, and this is exactly what I'm getting at, right? So because we look for a gank that is such a low percentage, this is never going to happen. Now we're starting to get behind more and more in tempo, right? These small mistakes will start to basically build up on us over the course of time. So now you're walking back into your bottom side, but you don't have any camps up. And as we can see, Jarvan is able to actually come and invade. Now let's see, are you going to get the camp or not? You do get the camp. Although Jarvan did have smite. And he does have Ziggs coming. You should get this kill. Nice. Now you can EQ on top of him. You should be pinging. You should already be pinging. I know it's obvious, like, hey, we need to fight Ziggs, but communicate. Okay. So they screw up royally here. So what should be happening, right? Again, this is just Emerald. In higher elo, you're going to get burnt for this really, really bad. So let's just go back. Okay. So as you walk out towards the bot lane, you show right here. Okay. Now you're spotted. What should Jarvan be doing is tracking your CS as well. Based on what he knows about you and now what he's seen, right? In this instance, you having 24 CS, he can track everything you've done because he knew his wolves had not been taken, right? Saw you top, knew your CS, sees you now here, knows your CS. He saw you mid as well when you died, knows your CS. So again, in higher elo, what's going to happen is Jarvan's going to know based on this mistake, oh, his topside camps are up, instantly invade you, right? But Jarvan really takes his time here. And so because he takes his time, this is why it kind of ends up working out for you, which is, you know, it's a little funny to look at it that way, but ultimately at the end of the day, that is jungling. Okay. Good job overall. I really like, obviously, if you're going to play Viego, you have to be instantly aware of what is up. What is up as far as, like, the champions that you're kind of possessing for a moment. Really good understanding that you can pick up J4 and just get on top of Ziggs right away. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and take our Krugs. Insta base. So you base with about 700 gold there. We get our attack speed going towards that Kraken Slayer. And it looks like you're looking bottom right away here. Trying to match up with Swain. Let's go back. Let's just take a look at this. So we're deciding to go bot here. Swain is coming down. Okay. Good. So what I was worried about was actually the second that they backed up. So you're running down here, see the hawk shot go out this way, they spot Swain, they instantly run. So what I was concerned about was that you were still going to try to force this, but good job. Again, reading their body language, they clearly saw Swain, they instantly start to back up. A lot of lower elo junglers will just start trying to force this anyway, so I like that a lot. So we know for a fact in this situation that all your camps, like your sequencing of your camps, you took Krugs. Okay, so this isn't going to be down for probably about a minute and a half or so. This is going to be, not going to be up for about a minute and a half or so. And you have nice sequencing towards top. So what I would have liked instead, when you come through here, because there is no gank, I would have preferred you to go straight to Scuttle Crab to take this, because scuttle crabs after their first spawn, like especially as they start to scale through the game, they give like the most golden XP. Like it's crazy. They're really, really strong still, particularly after the first one. So I would like to see you instead take crab, then go to your Gromp, go to wolves, go to red and raptors, or excuse me, raptors and red, etc., etc. The reason why I say that is because now what you've done is you're putting all your camps on different timers, okay? So let's say that Krug's not going to be up for a minute 30. Now you have Gromp that's not going to be up for over 2 minutes, right? So 2 minutes plus that this is going to be down. You're going to take this and then basically wolves, raptors, red, mainly not your non-buff camps, are all going to be on different timers. And as a champion like Viego that loves to full clear, I would really have preferred to see you sequence a little bit better, because now you're just going to be stuck. I guarantee you're going to be stuck in a really awkward state, right? And I'm sure we're going to see that come to fruition later. The only way that doesn't come to fruition is if you don't clear your own camps for like 3, 4, 5 minutes. Okay, so we see Jarvan here. We kind of helped escort the wave in. Okay, it's fine. But again, like getting distracted a little bit, I think when you didn't need to, we're just spreading out these camp spawn timers even more. Okay. So luckily you kind of take your top side all at the same time. That ends up working out for you. Okay, level 6. Let's see what we do with it here. So we know that Jarvan, last time we saw him, was level 5. We can assume that he'll probably be level 6. You're not going to go for it. Okay, what do we do here? Okay, we saw Jarvan very, very briefly. I mean, in this situation, right? Like, here, we see Jarvan. See, we saw him right here. You react to it because you see him. So right away, it actually takes you a second to start pinging. Like, you start walking in here. Okay, fine, you want to challenge Jarvan, but, I mean, he's definitely going towards your top lane here, right? Look how low she is. She's under tower. Wukong's still here low. It makes total sense to be going here. You should be instantly pinging, you know, danger, danger, like, get away. The other thing, by pathing in here, because I think it's very clear that Jarvan is obviously going to be going top here. He's now got ultis, level 6. You should, if you're going to chase him this way, you are just going to be doing exactly that, chasing him. You can't get over the wall in the same way. You can't basically save Poppy here. So here, I'm starting to ping danger, and I'm walking up this way, right? This is the closest you're going to get. You're hoping that Poppy will react to your danger pings and actually meet you up here. So I think there's a bit of a pathing error here. Whoops, didn't mean to slow it down. And Poppy's going to escape. Does have to pull the flash. But okay. So you mentioned to me as well that you start to get lost around, you know, the 10-minute mark with your with your jungle tracking. So what I want you to get into the habit of, we're around the 10-minute mark. You've just seen Jarvan. So start to establish a new baseline with his CS and where he's been, okay? So here, you saw him last. What is the information we have? Let's assume we're not tracking jungle CS. The last time we saw him, he was level 5. Then, he's level 6. Goes top and ganks, uses his ulti, right? So obviously, if he was level 5, now he's level 6, he's done something in here, because he pathed towards top, and he got a level. Okay, he's done something. So let's assume at a baseline that he's done his top side, and that's what gave him level 6. Now he's shown top, so where's the most likely place for him to go? Well, he's going to go towards bottom. Camps are up, dragons up, right? Bot lane's there, obviously. So the other thing we can do is we can press tab. Okay, he's got 60 CS right now, right? So we're assuming we've completely lost the count of what Draven is doing. Or excuse me, what Jarvan is doing. So all you got to remember, 60 CS, probably entire top side is down. He has just wasted his ult. Well, not wasted, he just used his ult, and he went from level 5 to level 6. Okay, this is all the information we have. Now, let's wait and see for the next time that we see Jarvan, right? This is something you mentioned you're struggling with. So the reason why I like you doing Herald here is because, again, based on at least a fair assumption, we're assuming again, we cannot track Jarvan right now. We've lost it, right? Well, let's at least just slow it down. We pick up some information. Okay, we can make a safe assumption that Jarvan is not here. He's not top. Okay, he was just top. He's gone now, right? Your top lane TP's in. You currently have top prio. You do not have mid lane prio. That's something you have to watch out for. But overall, relatively safe to do this Rift Herald. The only thing that makes it maybe a little sus is the fact that you got spotted on reward. Okay. Good job. I think overall, relatively safe Rift Herald take. Now we're going to chase Ziggs. Now, again, what do we know about Jarvan? What do we know about Jarvan? We made this safe assumption that he's not top lane. He's probably somewhere in this vicinity. He hasn't shown on the map in a little bit. He didn't come to challenge us on Rift Herald. So running into this fog of war and making it so obvious, obviously you're running through a wave, Ziggs knows, they can see you chasing this. I am scared that if you chase this, Jarvan is going to jump on you and you're going to die. You are going to die. You got to be very careful here. I think we're getting a little too sidetracked. Let's see what happens. Yep, Jarvan's here. Both flashes, and you die. Look, I had it on only your vision, right? And we made assumptions, safe assumptions, based on what we know from the information that you have access to in this game, right? So I hope we're whoops, I just smacked my mic. I'm getting so excited I just smacked my mic. Sorry about that. But we're just making safe assumptions again based on what we know, the criteria of information that we're pulling from, and trying to synthesize that. Okay. So we made a few pathing errors this game. On the bright side, these are errors that can be definitely cleaned up, you know, which I'm really excited to see you start doing. Okay. I think you're a good player, by the way. I mean, like, again, I can tell that you are an Emerald player. You have a lot of those basics down, but at the end of the day, there's just a few of the nuance, few of the information gathering that we need to figure out. Okay. So a bit of a mechanical misplay here, I think. So if we're watching this the whole time, no reason to believe that Pyke's E is down, okay? So he's walking up here, you decide to go in, fine. I don't mind that you decide to go in at all. He's committing his Q already, but we know for a fact that he has E and your ADC's having to dash out, or he's choosing at least to dash out. So all of that we have to take into account. So what I want you to do here is simply walk in and start, you know, Q him, auto attack him, to start messing with this guy, but hold your W. It is your mobility spell. If you lead with your W, this guy's just going to E away from you in any which direction. You like that arrow? Wow, my hand twitched while I was doing that. What was I saying? Oh yeah, he's just going to E away from you, and you're going to have no way to follow, and you might even get CC'd. At least if you have your W, you have a way to follow, you have a way to dodge. So here, you know, you take some damage. He does drop Ignite on you. Okay. It is what it is, totally fine, but just a bit of a mechanical misplay here. So again, what do we know from Jarvan? The last time we saw him, 72 CS, right? So I forgot to talk about this when you died. See, he had 60 CS, that was the new baseline, now he has 72. So what does that tell us? He did 3 camps in the time that we saw him last, right? Now, what that probably means, I'm pretty sure, I would have to go back and look. I wasn't thinking about it at the time because I was just talking about you dying to Jarvan being bot side. I think Crab was down, and so it would make sense then that he did kind of 2 camps on his bot side plus Crab, right? He didn't have red buff at that time, so we can kind of track Jarvan towards top side with the fact knowing that most camps are at least down bottom, so he's probably going back towards top. So again, showing bottom here. After Jarvan had done Dragon, we died, he had probably gone towards our top side. I would be thinking my top camps are almost certainly down. In higher elo, your top camps are gone here. No questions asked. Okay, we go back out towards the map, and you're going to start clearing. Okay, so this is another mistake that I see lower elo players make. Basically, what a lot of them would do here And I guess it's something that, sorry, I guess the way I phrased it almost sounded like I was going to say something negative. I like why you cleared this camp. And I don't know if you recognize this. When you came out of base, you were level 7 and you had like 95% progress towards level 8, right? So it's good to come out and do a camp, whatever camp you decide, because that's going to give you the next closest power spike to get back out onto the map. So what I would not have liked here is if you came out and did this camp and then you went to your Raptors, because Raptors is going to do nothing for you. You just spent all your gold. You just got fresh level from Krugs. So this is really good. Sorry, the way I started to say that, I realized that it sounded like I was going to say something negative, but no, that's a big positive for you. Okay, another really low percentage gank here, right? So in this situation, few reasons why this is low percentage. Let me just go back here. This is low percentage. I'm going to say 3 reasons. First reason, when you are walking in, you're walking in right about here, okay? Do you know that this is how far the vision goes? Because if this is me walking in, I would not know exactly. Okay, because if he's standing right here, you get spotted, right? It's that much of a difference. So when you're walking in, I would like to see you take this wide path in, right? If you're going to do this. I don't like the gank as a whole, but if you're going to do this, take an exaggerated path into lane in order to try to get around the vision. B, he is close to this wall, right? If he's basically in front of this wall, so let's draw a line. If he's in front of this wall out here, easy peasy, all right? He can't use this wall as an escape tool or as a way to block you out, and he's just that much further from the tower. If he's behind this wall, or if he's kind of on like this exact line, this gank is not going to work, because you have to then take a harder path to get to him. You have to walk around the wall. You're not going to be able to get behind him. Third reason why I don't like this guy has W up, right? So the second you charge your W, he's just going to use his, and you can't get around it. You have no way to stun him whatsoever. Okay, so fairly low percentage gank, and these are the things that we need to start to avoid. Okay, so you end up using Rift Herald, and I assume you wanted to go to A lane to use Rift Herald. If you're gonna do that, then just look for the highest percentage play, you know, and that should be something you're thinking about before it's 10 seconds, 20 seconds before turret plates go down. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and clear again. Okay, we invade here. Double kill went down. Good invade. I'm looking for a dive here. Again, we got a ping. You're clearly looking for the dive, but you're not pinging, right? So here, I would have already been pinging for Poppy. I would have been pinging Swain. I would have been typing to them, hey, we're going to dive this. Even if you don't have a wave, it's probably late enough into the game where you can dive anyway, especially with Poppy, right? Okay, see Poppy fighting Jarvan and Pyke and Ziggs. She's going to die here. Again, in this situation, I can see that you're obviously wanting to help Poppy, but here, she's dead. Like, look how low she is, right? 3 on top of her. You walking up here, you're just wasting a little bit more time again. And again, jungle is all about speed running. It's all about being efficient with our time, making those high percentage plays. Okay, Lucian gets a good kill. But again, I mean, I hope you're, you know, seeing this, right? Because this is the second time, I would say, in really 30 seconds or so, you're walking up here when Poppy was dead. Now you're walking in here when Lucian is dead. There's just no way to help him. You need to be using any bit of time to try to squeeze out something you can do. Get some more gold. So here, right? Clear the ward. That's totally fine. But now, either, you know, go and do a camp, shove a lane, base, whatever it is. I'm not saying obviously right here there are no camps to do. So in this situation, if we're looking, there is a wave that you could be taking, right? No one's going to be taking this wave. So as a jungler past 14 minutes, it's good to take waves, especially if no one else is going to. So I would love to see you have take that ward. Now go and get mid lane prio, because they're probably going to do dragon, right? When you're doing objectives, mid lane prio is king. So get that mid lane prio. Decide, are you going to base, or are you going to go spend your gold, or are you going to go and contest dragon? Any of that is fine, but doing this, you're giving the enemy team everything they could ever want here, right? So let's see how this pans out. Okay, so I guess we just have a bit of a misunderstanding of exactly how strong Wukong can be. He's got his item. Yeah. And he can definitely kind of put you in the dirt there. So, does he even go down? Oh my goodness, I thought he would die at least, but no. So if we just back it up here, in this situation again, right? Imagine instead of all of this happening, if you had just taken this ward, gone mid, shoved this out, right? Maybe even, like, I don't know, maybe even rotate towards top here. Just say, okay, that's going to be their dragon. It's fine. Get something. Rotate top, take that. Base, go take your camp. Like, there's actually a lot of gold sitting on the map right now for you to be taking. And sometimes when you're playing jungle, if the lanes, you know, run it down a little bit and you are cut out of an objective, you have to be willing and ready instantly to try to find something else to do. So as well, just looking at this, right? You have 1,300 gold in the bank. You go mid, take that wave. You have 1,500 gold. That's an easy item. That's an easy big component. What do you have right now? You have Kraken, so that's an easy massive component that you could be grabbing. But instead, all of this happens. Our team takes a bad fight. They get dragon. We're dead, and we're not going to pick up really anything here. Okay, we do get Wukong on the back end of it. Okay. So enemy team obviously throwing. There's no other way to put it, but you capitalize really well off of it. I like that you're pinging the objective after we get some kills. That's really good. I think your knowledge of what to do when you possess a champion is really good. Like that E towards the minions and then the flash ult and whatnot, that was really, really well done. Pyke's is gonna come mess with you. Okay, so here, I guess I kind of instinctually said, yeah, I like going towards the objective here. Now that I'm looking back at and thinking about this, it is a little tough, right? Because we don't have anyone with us. Maybe the better and most consistent play here is just to go top and take this wave. There's gonna be like 2 full waves here, so it is unfortunate. It is unfortunate. I don't mind that you're looking at things to do though. Like you're I can tell like you're wanting to be proactive, and I would describe you as a proactive player from what I'm seeing. But we need to, I guess, hone in like what is the correct proactivity, right? It's one thing to be proactive and to do that correctly, but if you're not doing proactivity correctly, then really you're just proactively losing the game, I guess you could say. And so I think you have the right mindset, but I want you overall really considering all the different variables that go into the different types of proactive plays we can be making, if that makes sense. Okay, so we do go and clean up a wave bot. I mean, there's a lot of other waves we could be doing that to. Okay, so going back here, we take the 1 camp. The question is this camp going to give us level 11, right? Boom, boom, boom. No, it doesn't. So we can see there's still a little decent chunk, and this is just learning how much XP each camp gives. Earlier, it's a bit clearer, I guess, and like obviously if you're doing 3 camps, buff Gromp, or clearing a full quadrant of the jungle, you're always going to get level 3. That stuff is a little more obvious. Crabs are a little more convoluted, but here we should know, like, there was just simply too much XP. You needed like a solid quarter of your entire level, I guess, from one camp. That's never going to happen at level 10. So I would have loved to see you just skip this and get straight into the fight. It's a little nitpicky, but again, in Emeralds, because you're trying to make that climb to Diamond, I want to see you getting a bit more consistent here. Good job once again. Whenever you get a Possess, man, you're really good, actually. There's a lot of good things you're doing in this game. I guess it's just maybe some pattern recognition isn't quite there yet. Okay. So we do base here and we pick up the Triforce. You're very strong here, so I'm looking to see who can we play around, right? Because now we're starting to think, okay, the game is on a knife's edge. Maybe it's winnable, but it's going to be close. Who do we play around, right? So we're pressing tab and we're looking. Well, to me, I'm really liking Swain's items right now. 2-item spike on Swain is really good with Leandri's and Zhonya's. You guys could capitalize really, really nicely. Both great skirmishing champions. So I'm thinking to myself, let me play around this Swain, especially when Lucian gets 2 items. Let me play around him. Oh, very nice. Okay, let's shove this out. I love it. I love it. Love it. Okay, how are we going to get out of this? Okay, they let you get away. Very nice. Really well done. Like, your actual fighting on Viego is pretty good. I don't have a ton of, like, mechanical qualms, I guess you could say. Okay. Lucian dies for free. But it looks like Pyke will die, too. Okay, you can possess this and instantly turn on Ashe. Nice E-flash. Nice E-flash. I like the attempt a lot. I really like this attempt. I would have done the exact same thing, I'm pretty sure, in this situation. Like, you should probably, as you're possessing Pyke, because Ashe does, like, you know, she walks out here and actually shows where she is. As, like, the possess animation's going through, I would be spamming my E this way in order to get her when she is close, right? So I think because you hesitate a little bit, just a split second, she's able to still flash in front of you. But overall, I really like this attempt. You do go down, but at the end of the day, I'm not going to blame any. Where did Rift Herald? What? Did Rift Herald just get poppy ulted? Wait, what? Wait, what? Wait, was that just a That's awesome. I don't know if I've ever seen a poppy do that. That is so funny. Okay, I know your team loses the fight, but again, I'm not going to blame you for trying something creative like that, for using your champion well. You could have done it a bit quicker, but overall, I think I'll definitely commend you for that attempt. It looks like here that the enemy team is going to pick up Baron and Dragon, but I think we've gone over a lot in this review. And again, I hope this gives you a lot to think about. I'm going to review one more of your games. And guys, I think this will probably be the video that goes onto YouTube. So look, if you want to get coached by me, join the Discord, and I've got all the information there to get some coaching. There's live coaching options. There's coaching options like this where we just do VOD reviewing. But overall, just want to say again, I commend you. I commend all of you who want to improve at this game and push yourself to get uncomfortable, to learn the patterns, to get consistent. So overall for this player, notes, tracking properly, establishing new baselines with jungle tracking, thinking about our ability usage in terms of like what can we prioritize in abilities, you know, letting the enemy use their mobility, then we use ours. And then also probably the biggest thing is just what is a high percentage gank and what is not, right? A lot of times that we're going to lanes where the gank is just not going to work. Okay, and they end here. So guys, if you learned something today, like and sub. This has been Pope Paisano. I am out.